What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Big day today as we're starting to paint. We're about to start spraying primer on the walls. As you saw in the last video, we got everything masked up. All the windows are taped and plastic. Got everything ready. And now I got a bunch of primer in the back of the truck. Gonna get the sprayer out. We're gonna start getting spraying on these walls. So really, big deal getting to this point and then getting our final color and look and decoration of the house going on the inside. First major thing on the inside as far as decoration goes. So let's start spraying primer. Well, we got 2 layers of primer sprayed on the walls and the ceilings. It's been a day since we've done it, so it's had plenty of time to set up and dry and all that. And it took us about 10 hours to do it all. And we went through like 72.5 or so gallons of primer. So there's one more bucket outside and there's one full one and one half one that we got set over there. So we went through a bunch on this house, but got everything sprayed down. And I know, just looking at it, it doesn't look like much on camera, which on camera, it actually, you can see a little bit more, I think, than maybe with just the naked eye, especially right there. Either that or it's just my eyeballs aren't working good. Or it's coming through a little different on the camera, I'm not sure. But it's not a ton to look at. It's all white and it's hard to see, a lot of the definition just because it is all white. But we're gonna go through now and get spots marked and taped that we need to sand, because there are some times when the tip of the gun clogged and it just sprayed a, more concentrated beam of paint in one specific area. So I know when we were doing it, there were some runs that I saw, and it's nobody's fault, but it's just something that happened and we'll just have to touch it up. Like right there specifically. But when I was doing it, I got most of the walls done, and then I had to meet a customer. So my wife came in and got to use the paint sprayer and spray for the very first time. So she was excited to be able to do that and a little bit nervous of doing it just because she's never done it before. But she got to put like 3 or 4 hours in on the sprayer. So she did a great job. Couldn't ask for any more. So super thankful that she was able to help and keep us moving on. So she was able to take over when I left, and then I came back and took over when she had to leave to go to something else. So we got it all taken care of. I know, again, I'll say it, not much to see, but we do have a handful of paint samples that will get put on the walls to see what we're actually going to finalize as our colors and our we got some accent walls that we're going to be putting in a couple places. Still not sure the exact location of it, but we've got paint samples to figure all that out. So we'll get stuff marked, touched up, and then we'll check out the paint samples, see what things look like. Well, it's been a little bit of a process to get to where we're actually ready to paint the ceilings, but we are right now. And that's because, since you saw, we got the primer on the walls, had to go back through, and you can't really see anything, but mark all the imperfections and places, screw heads, and all that stuff that needed to be touched up. So we had to do that, and then had to go back and get that sanded and put primer on those spots. And then now just took this right here, sanding disc, and you can see kind of the lines. Went over the ceiling, got all the spots, the the rough stuff knocked down. So now we're finally actually ready to paint the ceiling. So we'll get a time lapse going and we'll spray it and then back roll it. I'm going to start upstairs in the bedrooms because it's a good place to start. Small area to where you can just spray it and then back roll it. And it's a small area, so we're not starting up here, in this main open area where if something happens and it's not great, then it's hard to fix or, it's really visible. So we'll start up there, spray the ceiling, and then roll back over top of it to even it out. So time lapse is here. And it is the next day after the first coat. Let's take a look. Ceiling looks really good. I'm really happy with how it turned out on the first coat. We'll get some more coverage on the second one, which not going to video the second coat on the ceiling because it's going to be the same thing, but just on the second one, we'll go in the opposite direction. So on these, we went front to back on the house. On the second coat, we'll go side to side. So just get even coverage going both directions. So I won't video it because it's just going to be the same thing, spraying and back rolling. But I'm happy with how the first coat turned out. So we'll get to the second one and we'll take a look at it when it's done. And here we have the two coats on the ceiling. So it looks good. Looks really good. Really happy with how it turned out. Of course you can see stuff in the reflection on the ceiling, but really that's going to happen regardless. It's not going to be perfect just because the drywall itself is not completely, skim coated and finished that way. So it looks really good. I'm really happy with it personally. And really, the only spots that you see any stuff is in, this living room kitchen area just because it's such a big space. But, if you look anywhere else, in here in a dining room, in the small ceiling spaces, it looks perfect. So I'm really, really happy with how the ceiling turned out. Really stoked about it. So this right here is Gertie 2. Not Gertie 2, but also this is Gertie. Finally came up with a name. It's taken a while. I know in video terms it's not that long, but. So yeah, now what I'm gonna do is I got the sander and just gonna go over all the walls to knock off all the overspray, all the rough spots, just to get everything scuffed. And I just picked up the paint and then we'll get to painting. and our painting is now complete. So we got 2 coats on the entire house. For the most part, the office that's you will see only has 1 coat on it, but all of our main color, which this color is called Cream in My Coffee. So it is all done. Just finished it up. Had some family come to help. You can see it's still a little bit wet in some places. Literally just finished, but it looks really, really good. So haven't done the music room yet, which it will be this brown color, but we're going to be painting the doors in here. So we'll use that as a spray booth of sorts, so we can paint the doors and have a good space for that and not mess up the rest of the house. So it gives us a nice, little area to station and still be able to do everything else in here. So now going upstairs, which I really, really like this color. It turned out great. It was a great choice by my wife. And then this is my office. This color is called Slate Tile. And so you can see it's still a little bit splotchy, but like I said, there's only 1 coat on this. So we'll get the other coat done sometime soon, and then that'll get it all evened out. And of course the master bedroom, but all these are the same. Looks really good. Really thankful to have family who'll come help paint. Really, it helped us get this done so much quicker. The second coat, we did the entire house, cutting in and painting the walls. There were 6 of us that were working, and so painting the entire walls took us about 5 hours or so, with everyone working on the second coat. And the first coat, it took us 5.5 to do the walls and about 12 hours total to cut in everything. So it's a long process, a lot of ceiling and stuff to cut in, but the walls look great. So that's going to be it for this video. The painting is pretty much finished. A couple small things left to do, 1 coat here or there, but that's it for painting. So now we got a kitchen cabinet here. We got to put the water heater on. Going to get cabinets mounted. Flooring's going to start going in the next one. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in that video.